Hey, my name is Chad. In this video, I'm going to try and do a better job of cleaning my barrel. So if you saw my video, 2 videos ago, I decided to try and finally clean my PRS rifle barrel. Discovered during that I probably waited a little bit too long. So in the last 2 weeks, I've done a little more research and picked up a couple extra products to try. And then last night I actually watched a podcast, or actually not a podcast, a long form 1 hour video from Paramount Tactical. And he brought up several good points that I had not considered and would probably be good for me to try. So first off, let me show you the new things that I got. The stuff that has really nothing to do with cleaning. I did pick up a couple of these hit target indicators to try from Hornady. And if these two work good, I'll pick up another like 5-pack to use out at my own range. And I think it would, I can usually hear them, but when the wind's blowing directly at my face, sometimes I can't. So we'll give these a test in a future video. Now for cleaning, I found this on Amazon. I don't know what good it'll be. It's like little tear off pads. I'll probably just keep these in the range bag just to have something to wipe down while at the range. But that might be good to keep handy, so we'll give them a try at some point. I did find that I had the wrong size patches, so I got the correct size of both square and round patches. So hopefully that will help smooth things along here. Also, when I was ordering from Amazon, I picked up a couple of books that were suggested from my previous videos about how I need to learn how to do wind better. So I got 2 new books, and while I was doing that, I got some of these. So they've got those needle applicator tips. So I might give these a try. I did get some bore mops, and this is what I'm going to use to apply the product more evenly all the way down the barrel. And I got a couple packs of bronze brushes. So if my first idea, which we're going to try tonight, which is like 10:30 on Sunday night when I'm doing this, then we'll try the bronze brushes tomorrow to finish off the cleaning. As for products, I picked up the classic Iosso bore cleaner paste and some of their brushes to see if we might try them together. I'd heard good stuff about this JB that is sold by Brownells, so we might try that. Also picked up the Borescope Chameleon Gel. This is supposed to be a more heavy-duty cleaning version of the products that I had used in the last video, and somebody has suggested this, the ThorroClean and ThorroFlush system. So this reads like it'll actually do what I need it to do, but it says to I don't know how long you can leave this in the barrel. And one of the things that was brought up in the video that I watched last night was to leave the product in the barrel to work on the gunk for much longer than I did. Like I went off of what they say on the back of the bottle, which is let soak 5 to 10 minutes. I maybe got 12 minutes at the most. And then I tried to rush through, get it done, and get back out and go practice. So that was not good. I think I did not let it sit long enough. So what I'm going to do today or this evening is get the carbon from the few shots that I took after the last attempt at cleaning, get that pushed out, and then use the copper eliminator. And I'm just going to soak the barrel in this stuff and let it sit overnight, and then come back and try tomorrow with brushes after this soaks all night. So that should give it plenty of time to work on the buildup that's in there. Okay, yep. I can see that patch definitely got the gunk on it there. Just so you can see, like that's getting already starting to pull off some carbon there. Now we're going to switch over to the brush out some of the carbon, and then let her soak with copper remover. Okay, so now we're going to use one of these bore mops, and I'm just going to soak it in this copper liquid and try to run it through slowly. See if maybe this will apply it nice and evenly all the way inside the barrel. And then I'm just going to let it sit and soak all night. Being kind of excessively liberal with the application of this. My idea is that it will fill up here in the bore guide and then direct it down into the barrel. I've got a catch on the end, so there we go. I can see it dripping out the end there now. Okay, so we should be good and soaked inside the barrel here. Okay, so now I'm just going to let this sit overnight, about 10:55. We'll come back tomorrow, give it a good scrubbing, first with a nylon brush, then take a look. If I don't think that's done enough, then we're going to try the ThorroClean and see how that works. Okay, so this is the next day. I have let this sit and soak. I ran through with the nylon brush for a good little bit and got us, cleaned up a decent bit. So down here at the far end of the barrel is definitely much cleaner than it was before. But as we get further up, closer to the chamber, I noticed that we've got quite a bit of gunk still in there. So you can see all that. Quite a bit all there. So yeah. So still fairly fouled. So I only used nylon brush so far. I've not tried the bronze brush yet, but I let it sit and soak overnight. I mean, it does look like a lot of the copper color is gone, but obviously still got problems. Okay, so since after letting it sit overnight with the copper eliminator and then running a nylon brush through it quite a bit, obviously I still got some gunk in there, but it looked like a lot of the copper color was out of the barrel. So I think what I'm going to try is the ThorroClean. Everything I read on it looks like it's a pretty solid product. So the flush is what they want you to run through first, and then the clean. And this looks like a much thicker product, so I'm gonna have to shake this up a good bit. But first we're going to run a couple patches through with the flush. So bore guide back in. Okay, so we have to pop the seal off of here. See if I can drip this on. If not, I might have to transfer this to one of those little. Well, I spilt there, and of course it is the one spot on my desk that I didn't have a paper towel sitting. Okay, so let's try this again. Transferred some of it into one of these little needle-tipped bottles. That should let me apply a smaller amount, so it does not soak into the patch super quickly. So we need to let it come out a little bit slower than what I was typically doing with the other product. That stuff was just absorbed really fast by the patch. All right, now we're going to try the ThorroClean product. This feels like kind of a thicker paste, and according to their instructions, they prefer the Iosso brush. So I've got this on here. I'm going to see if I can apply it to the brush and then straight into the barrel. The seal on the bottle was stuck up into the cap, so that was tricky. I just dabbed a bunch on the end here, so now I'm just going to get it a little further down the brush, which, I mean, what I've got on there may be enough, but I'd rather be liberal with the product. Okay, About the only time you want anything liberal is when it comes to applying cleaner. Haha. Let's give it a go here. All right. I can tell that brush is a little bit tighter. All right, we still got some product on there. Okay, so I'm gonna do, I should have it pretty well soaked in the barrel with the product. It doesn't say to let it sit, but I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit and see if it can do a chemical reaction, break it up, then we'll come back and see what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna try to show this again. So I use the ThorroClean, let it sit for a little while, and then I scrubbed it a lot. Stuff actually did a really good job. All right, so we're inside the far end of the barrel here now. I think some of the dark colors here are like shadow, but it is way shinier now. Look at that. Pretty good job with this. Now we will go all the way back up here closer to the chamber. Okay, so now right inside here, I did notice there's still a little bit of black, but it is very minuscule compared to what it was. You see a few down kind of deep in there. There's like one streak. So, I don't know, I'm sure this is considerably better than it was. So I don't know if I should keep going and try to get that little bit of black buildup knocked out of there, or call it good and run it and see what happens. It's definitely just going to get dirty again, but there's a little bit right there. That little bit. So, I don't know. Overall, this is way better than it was. Like, I really don't see any copper coloring left in here. So I think we got all the jacket knocked out. And for the most part, it's so shiny that the light on the end of the scope is reflecting so brightly it's hard to see anything else. And I think some of the black that I'm seeing is more of a shadow type situation. When I roll over with the light, it disappears. So, but I think this little bit of black still in here right after the chamber is all that I'm seeing that's left. So I don't know, I might try a little bit more and see what we can do. Okay, we're back. I'm going to try and use this to actually record and show you what I'm seeing as I look down through here. And my so my thought right now is that I'm going to be done for now and get this put back together. I don't think I'll be able to get out and foul it tonight, but we'll see how long it takes me to get my muzzle brake back on. So, all right, hit record. So this will be, right at the throat here, going through the chamber. So right inside I've still got a little bit of black. Looks like a few lines in here. Now turn the light down on this Borescope, and you know, when I get angled onto it, it's like the black disappears, so I can't tell if it's just a shadow, because when the light is directly on it, it seems to disappear, but then when I roll off and it's not a direct hit from the light, you see it again. So that could just be a shadow, and this is actually cleaner than I thought it was initially. Now you do see up here on the side there, like I do think that is still there. So there is still some small black streaks, but it's mostly in the first maybe third or so of the barrel. Once I get pushed through here a little ways further, I'm trying to watch that one black line right there and see when it stops. There we go. So getting over here, now it's pretty clean all the way through. And then pretty much looks like this all the way down. The rest of the barrel. I mean, for the most part, it's really, really shiny. There's definitely no copper, so I'm pretty confident in my getting that all out. So maybe I just need to do like a better job with the eliminator or the C4 carbon. But as you can see, further down, and here at the end is where I had a lot of copper built up before I did this. You can see it's all gone out of there. Boop, there we go. Okay, so, you know, overall, I'm pretty happy with it. But I really need y'all's opinion. Is the black that I'm seeing in here, is that still considered, you know, a dirty barrel? Or would this be considered a clean barrel at this point? I know after my first attempt, it was definitely not clean, because I still had quite a bit of copper in there and quite a few more black streaks as well. Okay, so let's chase that guy. So he stops right about there. So scope. Okay, so y'all gotta let me know. Is that still dirty? I was holding on to my Borescope about where the biggest black line that I could see ended, and pull it out, and I followed it, so it ends about where my scope is. So from the actual, let's see, chamber, so it's about, you know, a couple inches worth of a few black streaks still in there. I don't know. I am pleased that all the copper is gone out of there. Let me show you this. So this brush is the Iosso brush. You can see how dark it is. So what I did with this is I ran it through, then I let it sit for probably 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, and then I just scrubbed back and forth and applied some more product, kept on scrubbing at it. So I'm going to run this under the sink and see if that'll clean up and get back to the blue color that the bristles were originally. But that really worked, and that was done with the ThorroClean. So the person that suggested this, thank you very much. That really worked. I did try a little bit of the Chameleon Gel, and I think I I just messed up and I did not get a undersized brush. So I don't think I really got it applied very well, but it didn't really do anything with those last couple of streaks of black that were in there. I did use the C4 carbon remover, and that got a few more bits of it out when I was running through with patches. So currently I think that's as clean as it's going to get. But I really need to know from you guys that have done this longer, after you clean a barrel, is there still a little bit of black, hidden in there? I think looking through with the Borescope, a lot of the dark lines I was seeing right in the grooves in there was probably caused from reflection, because that light's pretty bright, and as it would reflect off the edge, it would cast a shadow. So when I get the light turned more directly over it, it seemed to go away. One thing that I did also learn from that Paramount Tactical video is he said that he does not ever take his muzzle brakes off. So I think once I get it timed back on, next time I clean it, which is not going to be after hundreds and hundreds of rounds, maybe close to 1,000 rounds, I will try leaving it on and then just run a regular cleaning cycle through this without the paste stuff. Hopefully I don't have to use that again, but that will make it much easier on me. I had been dreading cleaning this because I did not want to take this off and have to mess around with retiming it. If I can get that down to where I don't need to do that and I can run through the process fairly quickly, now that I kind of got a better idea of what to do and like my process and how I would need to maneuver everything, I think I can get this done much quicker. And really letting the product sit and soak overnight really helped out. Like the copper gone. So what I did, I let the copper remover product from Bortec, I let that sit overnight and didn't start back on it until the afternoon. And all the copper is gone, wiped out. So next time I'll do it with the carbon remover also, and maybe turn this into a 2-evening cleaning process. One night, get the big stuff knocked out, run the carbon cleaner through it, and then let it soak in the copper remover. Clean that out the next day, then run through with the carbon remover, let it soak, and then 12-15 hours later, run back through and knock it out again. That should give me a much cleaner and even shinier barrel. But right now, it's about as shiny as it's ever been, aside from when it was factory new. The products that were suggested worked really well. Really, I'm glad that I tried the first one that I did first, that ThorroClean. This stuff, if anybody's interested in something that works really, really good, get the Iosso brand brushes. And I don't know, I can say from personal experience, based on my last cleaning and this cleaning, this made a world of difference. It's kind of a mess. It's like a thick paste. And it got all over my bore guide, and I got glops of it down in my catch down there at the end of my barrel. But it did what it's supposed to and cleaned everything out really, really well. So I can attest to that. Great stuff. I don't know how the other products I got will compare. We might try them on the next one, but I got pretty good results on my first attempt here. So we're going to go and run it as it is. Hey, I just thought of something. If you want to see how this turns out, look right down below this video. Make sure you're subscribed. Next weekend, we're going to get out, foul the barrel, re-zero, make sure that it's going to still group well with my ammo, the way that I have it put together. If we need to start making any slight powder adjustments, we've got a couple weekends before the final match. So that was my goal right now, get this barrel cleaned up real good, and then I can get in and foul it and check my zero again with my hand loads. Make sure I don't need to make any tweaks to my powder charge, anything like that. So you don't want to miss what happens in that video next weekend when I go out to film. So make sure you are subscribed. If you saw anything that you want to know more about, or if I did something that you think maybe I need to do a little bit better the next time, please drop a comment, let me know. The comments from my last video is what got me going along much faster with this video. So I really do appreciate everybody that leaves a comment. I think that's going to do it for now, so I'm going to get this thrown back together, see if I can get out and get it filed a little bit this evening, but if not, I may just go visit with my dad, so nothing wrong with that. Thank you very much for spending a little time with me as I get my barrel cleaned better than I did the first time, because obviously that was not a very good job. So now that we got it down a little bit better, got a good process going right now, we'll do better in the future. Promise. So thank you very much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I really do hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.